Yes, you've read that right. You can now make Apple Liquid Glass effect in Photoshop. And here's how to do it. So the method one is by simply using the liquid glass on the text. So just simply go to the image and choose the type tool and grab a nice heavy font. Then, in this case, just simply type liquid glass and simply use anything. Then you want to choose the layer style. This first method is pretty old school, but I can modernize it in the second method. So simply just choose the bevel and emboss. Then go through the settings in a moment and choose the blending options to reduce the fill opacity to 0. And then you will see the layer, style without the pixel layer, and this is the score of the transparent effect. As you can see, it will now look a little bit a liquid glass. Then you want to add a little shade. Just add a color overlay, choose the white and adjust the transparency or the opacity. And simply go back to the bevel and emboss and change the gloss contour to add some shine and reflection to the bevel. Then this will give you a basic glassy look. Then here's another method. Just simply to make it more realistic version is based on the principles from the first example, but with a different approach. So just start with the bevel, choose the rectangle shape, and simply choose the shape with no stroke and rounded corners. Now then set the corners to 121, and it seems to give a nice rounded corner similar to what Apple uses. As you can see here, simply just adjust the stroke and add some pixel size. Then you want to apply a bevel and emboss layer style. Then you want to click on the blending options. Reduce the fill opacity so you can see the effect, and then you want to click on the bevel and emboss. And then you now change the stroke to emboss. Then you won't see anything, that's because you need to add a stroke or what you call an outline. Just choose a stroke and add a thin white stroke, which is using 9 pixels. And this will depend on the size and the resolution of the image that you're working with. And the image this is showing is around 4000 pixels, but it depends on what image you're using. Then you want to click the bevel, and then emboss. Then change the gloss contour to the double ring for the shiny effect. And as you can see, just choose the color overlay and add a little white. And then just blur behind the glass. And for the final, just add a filter and a blur and a Gaussian blur. You can use 19. And then right now you will see a blurred image and nothing else. Then just hold the Alt option and you should see an arrow. Simply just click that arrow right here, and then you now have made a clipping group, and you'll see the arrow of what you made. Then choose the rectangle layer by simply setting the fill at 0, and then slide that slider to 100. Then you will see the options of the blur appear inside the rectangle. Because of the blurred image is clipped above the shape, it will now show instead of the box color. Then you want to choose the Move tool and drag the box around. Notice it can go anywhere and whatever is beneath it is blurred. So that's very flexible. Then you want to add the edge refractions. At this point, you won't be working hard anymore. Just simply control click on the rectangle thumbnail on the layer panel. Then you want to choose Select, Modify, and Contract. You can choose around 30 to 40 pixels. Then simply have a selected and smaller rectangle shape inside the square. Then press Ctrl Shift plus I to inverse the selection, which means the selection around the edge of the rectangle. Then choose the filter to distort and zigzag. Then the main thing to change is the style. Just simply use the round center and then click OK, and look at that. You have now successfully made an Apple Liquid Glass effect in Photoshop. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification